The experimental card changes. Let's talk about that stuff. These are like, so I guess what they're going to start doing is like almost using the experimental card like to change like minor PTR like changes.
I love that. I think that's great because PTR was never accessible for console as well. Experimental card is, so you get the console
and
feedback.
I think it's just more of like you don't get anything for it, right?
Kitty cat. Hey, cat.
Hello. I'm allergic to cats.
I'm allergic to cats as well.
Please don't put the cats in there.
Bye-bye.
See you, Aria.
You go now.
Yep.
You go now.
Bye.
Okay.
See ya. Bye-bye.
That's the most interesting part of the podcast.
All right,
Last week we had Jake as a special guest.
Yeah.
This week we have Aria.
The experimental card playlist. We can take a look at some of the changes. So Bob is now immune to being slept, so he can actually be used.
I was having this discussion last night with a couple of just casual Overwatch fans that were at a bar.
Yeah.
They were just saying they hate playing Ash because Bob is just shite.
Yeah.
He really is just shite.
We saw him used by the Florida Mayhem this weekend. He just ran up on the high ground on Blizzard World and then stopped and got slept instantly.
I still don't think this helps.
What if it worked as like a pet in so many other games, like World of Warcraft, League of Legends, whatever, that Bob just followed Ash around wherever he walked?
I think
could shoot while walking.
But I think that takes away the cool part of him being able to like contest objectives.
and run behind people like that. Might
that takes
actually be
away
even worse.
the thing about him that's really bad, that he just charges in alone on a point and just stands there.
Well, now that he
and
can't
then
be slept, it's perfect.
It actually does have a big difference, though. I think that like Bob being slept just actually killed the ultimate completely.
Yeah.
At least now you have to kill him or run away from him
or move around him.
No, because I
he can
think
be killed very easily as well.
Yeah, he can be killed super easily.
I'm not the most experienced Ash player in the world, but I can I can imagine that for people who are like below diamond, it's actually quite hard to land Bob in like a good area. Like to launch him into a good position where he actually does a lot of stuff. Because normally,
are we saying the people below diamond can't aim at a direction and hit Q?
Yeah.
No, you're such a fucking straw man. I'm fucking this dude. Like I think bad players, they're just like enemy team, Bob.
Yeah.
And then he ends up on the fucking other side of the point and he's just shooting a wall.
A lot of people they panic.
Maybe I have
when they
more
play
faith
Ash.
in people that play Overwatch.
I've watched some low-level streams, and when they
I look
play
at you,
Ash,
I don't have faith in you, man.
my Ash is fine.
Bob gets sent in, and Bob is either running off the map or he's underneath a ledge and he's not shooting it anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
I
they
think it'd
just
be
panic
cool.
and
I think it'd be
use
cool if he followed Bob Ash around. It's like a bodyguard kind of thing.
Batiste gets 2 buffs
Infernal,
it.
but
That
in
is
Overwatch.
questionable to me.
But
I think
Batiste
Batiste is in a very good position.
I think he's
it seems
gonna-
like it's personal buffs.
Yeah.
To him when he's already very good.
I like it because it makes him feel more active. I do think he's a bit too strong, but I do like that reduced cooldowns make him feel like a more active hero.
I
not
think
like a healing cannon that just stands along. Boop,
I think
boop, boop.
this is fine as long as it also comes with some problem or some nerf to the immortality field.
Immortality.
Yeah.
The immortality field has always been the biggest problem with Batiste, and that's one of the
I've suggested in the past reduced AoE for the immortality field or just reduced health.
Yeah, I think that it needs to fundamentally be changed, in my opinion. Like the idea that you can hide immortality field around a corner or behind an object and you just can stay in the area with the entirety of your team is bullshit. Like it's a really,
or
really
something like
bad.
if you like the immortality field like just sucks up a base amount of damage, and then as soon as it's done,
Yeah, like if you do damage to the
disappears.
people in it,
Exactly.
it damages
Yes,
the
it
thing.
damages
Like,
the
something
field.
like that.
That'd be cool.
Boosters, the diva gets increased from 3 to
that's a
4
reverse,
seconds.
right?
Yeah,
that's
that's
a direct
That's-
reverse.
No. That's the cooldown. That's not the flying time.
No,
No,
but that was the
that
buff.
was the
buff
buff.
they
was
did
the
this- yeah,
cooldown.
they
The
did
cooldown
that
was
already.
changed from
Oh
4
my
to
God.
3.
Kitty cat.
Aria.
Come on.
Oh, it's literally front seat.
She wants to.
Hustle your cat.
Aria.
Okay.
We can get back into the changes.
okay.
Now
We-
she's
we
just
got a
laying
cat.
down
Got a
here.
cat.
We've acquired a cat.
Yeah.
We're both allergic.
Oh,
It's
Arya's like, what the hell? You guys don't want me?
Don't knock that off the table. Get
right.
out of here, Aria.
Okay.
May Ice Wall, the cooldown increased from 10 to 13 seconds. Thank the Lord. I mean,
I quite like that change.
what if you
I
just deleted that
hate
ability?
Ice wall. Just reduce
Yeah, what if
the
you just
health.
remove the ability?
Like it's like at least make it penetrable.
No, because that is the identity of May. They wanted a character that could change the geometry. The map. They wanted to change a character that could have an impact in that way.
Yeah.
But I think a cooldown change achieves it. Oh no! Now the cat's behind a TV.
What is he gonna do behind the TV, bro?
Pull out a
nothing.
cable.
I like this change. I think that Ice Wall is a great ability to have in the game because it allows a certain style of play. Like, it's a whole style of play that Mei allows. The problem is when Mei is just bonkers powerful and there's nothing you can do against her. And that comes down to a bunch of her other abilities as well. Like the fact that she has just a get out of jail free card with her freeze that not only makes her invulnerable, but also heals her back up.
Orisa's primary fire gets a 1 point of damage more. Cool. Sigma, the gravitic flux. So the cost is reduced by 10%, and then he's faster in the air by 30%.
I quite like this.
I think that's a fine change because his ult took especially after his damage reduction, his ult obviously takes longer to charge up. So
I think
that's to keep it in line with keeping it consistent where it was previously.
And his ult can now be...
was always like, I'm a target in the sky.
Right.
Please focus
and
me.
it can now be cancelled, which previously it couldn't be, right?
Yeah.
So, or it couldn't be as before he had lifted.
Helix rocket cooldown from 8 to 6. I think that's pretty
this
is good for the legs,
is
dude.
interesting and significant, I think, because people are going to look at this and think it's not a significant change, but that's a 25% decrease in cooldown.
Yeah.
Going from 8 to 6.
And it's the kind of thing that you want to just use on cooldown.
Right. And it's going to increase his damage output a lot if you can aim them.
This last one, though, I feel like is the biggest change.
Why would you buff Sombra? I just literally I don't understand
the
this.
only real big difference between like her and Tracer's flankers is like Sombra just can't like finish players off as like quickly and bursty as Tracer can. But now that she's like, what? Her gun's like 50 bullets to the clip or 60 bullets?
I look at Sombra.
Like now her spread decreases by 10%.
I think they're making this change for the lower levels of play because Sombra...
She's hard to kill people with.
Yeah, well, Sombra is just like inherently a weaker DPS, but her strength is basically entirely in her kit in hacks.
Coordinated
team play, which doesn't exist at lower levels. So they're increasing her individual capabilities to make her.
That's why
more
she's always been difficult
levels.
to balance because like when she's powerful in team play and like higher ranked, kind of like Owl. And even like on the ladder, she has actually one of the worst win rates overall because she's so team oriented that
it's okay to have heroes that are bad at lower levels of play and better at higher levels of play.
Every other game has this.
It's okay to have that. You don't need to try and keep everything at a perfect 50% win rate at all levels of skill.
Right.
You know?
Yep.